First, though, the latest on the breaking news out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. The gunman who opened fire at 2 military facilities, killing 4 Marines and wounding 3 others, has been identified as Mohammed Youssef Abdulaziz. The terrible shooting causing shock and outrage in the Chattanooga community. A longtime neighbor of the reported gunman's family talked about it on Fox News moments ago.
I don't know. Maybe after he graduated school, he started keeping to himself, or he started getting involved with the wrong people. Honestly, I can't tell you how you go from being a normal college student to doing something as horrible as this.
Authorities say the gunman, Abdulaziz, was a practicing Muslim who reportedly became more devout in recent weeks. I want to bring in Dr. Zuhdi Jasser from the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, and author of A Battle for the Soul of Islam. Sir, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. It's
Your
nice
observations this morning on this terrible story.
It's just, I'm mortified, and it's our holiest day of Islam as we finish our month, and now as we've reflected and atoned for our sins, I think as Muslims need to reflect more and say, what can we do to prevent this? And the current tool set that our government is dealing with is really strangulating us, because their tool set is about countering violent extremism. There was nothing violent about what this gentleman posted, and we'd never find him if that's the tool set we use. If we had used the tool set that the ideology of political Islam, his comments about wanting to establish Islam, to defeat the infidels, all this kind of political rhetoric that is about supremacism and hate for America, he would have been on our radar.
Yeah, but he wasn't, even though that was the talk on his blog and online. I guess ISIS has been encouraging lone events and has been encouraging death and attacks throughout Ramadan.
Absolutely, and this is what's upside down that's happening within the House of Islam. One side of Islam, the Islam my family and so many others practice, is a peaceful one that loves America, that believes in freedom, and the other side that's filling in the vacuum in the Middle East from the Arab awakening is a jihadist, militant, fascist movement that's gaining like wildfire, that has no counter, no opposition, because most Muslims, unfortunately, are asleep, especially those of us in the West. In the Middle East, they're not asleep. They're fighting back. In Tunisia, the secularists won. In Egypt, they defeated the Brotherhood. So where they feel the pressure of Islamists, they're fighting back. But here, political correctness has strangulated us. We don't have a strategy ideologically. We're not empowering Muslims to push back against theocracy. We are, and our own military is not even armed as they should be. I was a Navy doctor for 11 years, and my brothers and sisters in the military should be armed to protect themselves.
Yeah, it's too bad those Marines obviously were unarmed at the military site. What do you want to see from the Muslim community in the face of all of this?
I want to see enough is enough. I'm so tired of us saying, oh, how did he get radicalized? What's his story? Whether it's Tsarnaev brothers, Nidal Hassan, Eric Simpson, all of these guys come from the same pool. It's about supremacism of Islamic State. We need to stop this sort of top-down mantra that, oh, ISIS has a network, Al-Qaeda has a network. No. It's a viral ideology. We need to counter it, no different than our founding fathers countered theocracy to establish this great country. Muslims need to begin a global movement starting here at home in America to counter political Islam in all its form and begin to teach our youth that we'd rather die for America than die for any concept of Islam, which is a personal faith. That reform, deep reforms, need to happen. And today, as we reflect on the end of Ramadan, I hope that's what sermons and other things talk about in this time of reflection.
Yeah, well said, Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Thanks for joining us from the American Islamic Forum. We appreciate your insights this morning.